with your host, Cosmontel.
That's right. Right back like I left something. It's your hostess with the most. Just holding that fire like a roach clip. Your naga, your nerve. Fresh up off of that curve. Jelly jam preserve. Cosmonian, man. Right back up in here. Cloud kicking. Big Chief. Huh? Big Chief. Anakwakaiki. Huh? The kicker of clouds. You dig what I'm talking about? Thumb up the video. Share out the live as y'all coming in. You dig what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second, y'all. You dig what I'm saying? Good news. Trump has been able to, Big Unk. You dig what I'm talking about? That's Big Unky Trump. Big Unky Trump then worked out a deal between the Palestinians and the Israelis, not the Israelites, the Jews, right? To a ceasefire, and they've released their hostages. You dig what I'm talking about? Salute to that. You dig what I'm saying? Salute to that. You dig what you gotta give a big Hadouken to that to knocking, or at least for right now, stopping the genocidal slaughter of the Palestinians. Yeah, get that genocide up out of here. You dig what I'm talking about? But let's look at some of these realities of really what's going on also, right? They hide a lot of things in media too. And when this was going on over a year ago, you have people calling the United States, Israel, and the Soviet Union devils, right? And that, because of their oppressive regimes, that really none of them are better than the other. You dig what I'm talking about? So, and then let's not act like this is even. You slaughtered roughly 70 million Palestinians. 70,000 Palestinians. We really don't know, but those are the low estimate numbers, 60,000. I'm willing to bet y'all it's triple that. If they saying 60,000, bet it's 180. Right? But what we know for sure is, because they haven't been letting wartime journalists go in there and report what's going on factually with numbers. And then once Palestinians war people and correspondents start going out into the field, the IDF hunted down and killed 200 of them. 200 journalists. Just journalists. That has never happened in any war ever, of any time ever. Where 200 journalists, scribes, let's say, right, been killed in this way. It has never happened. Shout out to the fam for coming through. Who we got up in here? E. Hamilton. Shout out. Key up in this thing. Key Law up in this thing. Sister Tabitha up in this thing. Froggy Patty. You dig what I'm talking about? Froggy Patty. That's man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But let's not act like these tables is even, right? The Palestinians have been holding hostages for 2 years since the war started in October 2nd, 2022, 2023. Excuse me. Right? The Palestinians have been holding 20 people. 20. Right? And they released all 20. Right? And they had only been held in the last 2 years. Right? Watch when you see the number of prisoners, political prisoners, guys that they say were violent, or whatever you did when I'm talking about the number of Palestinians, right? The number of Palestinians held by the Jews. Would it shock y'all if I said it's 100 times more? Watch this. Let's let the people come in. We just gonna cook a little bit and we gonna rock on.
Jehovih is as near this day as in the time of the ancients. Put yourself in order, becoming one with him. And no book is so easily read as his created universe. Inspiration comes less by books than by what Jehovih wrote. His worlds read him and his works. Frame your speech and your thoughts for him. He will answer you in your own behavior and in the happiness of your soul. Great wisdom cannot be attained in a day, nor purity and strength to overcome temptation, till the growth is from the foundation. The fool will say, the sacred books are no more than man of his own knowledge could write. Yet he has not wisely imitated the power of the words of your God. Let him do this well, and behold, he will also declare my words are from me. Yes, he will recognize them wherever found. It is the will and wish of your God that all men become constitutionally capable of receiving and comprehending the highest life, and that they shall no longer depend upon any priest, church, oracle, holy book, or upon consulting the spirits, and that their behavior may make the earth a place of peace, with long life to all people, for the glory of Jehovah. To his Etherian gods and goddesses, Jehovah said, as you have founded arcs of light in my Etherian heavens, to determine the travel of my corporeal worlds, so shall my God of the earth inspire mortals to build lighthouses for man's ships that travel on the oceans, and those who travel in the ships. And those on the land shall know when a ship nears the port, even as you see my traveling earth approaching the place of Cosmin. For this shall be an illustration to mortals, that I have appointed cycles of times and dawns of times, with gods and goddesses to superintend my creations in tenderness and love. Lest by chance man becomes despondent, saying, alas, Jehovah did not provide in wisdom commensurate with the magnificence of his creations. Behold, the time draws near when the nations of the earth shall course around the whole earth in ships, crossing the seas and oceans to all the places I created.
Yeah, I feel good right now. The atmospheric, green skies, the gang coming. I be in and out, so leave that thing running. Purified is preferred. Higher frequency, a higher bird. I observe on a different nerve. Breaking codes, I am the yoga. Deadly as a Ruger, straight and a shooter. Out the holster with this mudra, inoculation with the wisdom. Creator shape my prism and hit them with no schisms. Perfect. Reason turn the light up. Y'all disappointing like 9 to 5 and some write-ups. Something rearranged, let that boy cook. Organization 33, stay up in them books. Lead them boys shook. 46 divided, yeah, I'm Fort Michael. It was only rightful that I came up in this cycle. They say they gangsters, but they telling it. Step outside, take off my shoes and let the sun hit my melon. Had to be learned that the herb beat the medicine. It's the same matrix, so who you think you better than? Perfect.
Now we're gonna put a little sauce on this one real quick.
3 major devils in the United States.
Watch this. Right. Now this is the Prime Minister of Albania. Right? Bet you they didn't show y'all this. Right? This is the Prime Minister of Albania. Watch what he got to say. And then we're gonna break down into what happened yesterday or in the last couple days. Watch this.
3 major devils in the United States, Soviet Union, and Israel.
Do you think that a two-state solution?
Now, keep in mind this two-state solution, right? Everybody knows that it's a solution. There's no reason to war if just Israel goes their way and Palestine go their way. But you gotta ask yourself, why is Israel not just trying to let these people leave? Just keep it in mind. We just gonna keep cooking, right? Instead of just pushing them out in the desert and letting them go their own way, they tried to war against them and still wouldn't let them leave. They put them in concentration camps. What they call refugee camps. But how are you a refugee in your own country?
is still possible with the current Israeli government, and how do you and the U.S. think that is achievable?
Watch this.
Our regime was very viciously against three major devils: the United States, Soviet Union, and Israel. For sure, I don't envy the Secretary of State.
May I ask the Prime Minister also a question? Albania recognized Palestine in 1988. Prime Minister Netanyahu's office said earlier today that now is not the time to be speaking about gifts for the Palestinian people. Do you think that a two-state solution is still possible with the current Israeli government? And how do you and the U.S. think that is achievable?
In my humble view, the hardest piece of politics one can get. To answer straightforward your question, yes, Albania has recognized Palestine long ago. And to give you a little background, Albania was a communist dictatorship, and our dictator was one of the closest friends and allies of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, PLO, and of Yasser Arafat. And on the other hand, our regime was very viciously against three major devils: the United States, Soviet Union, and Israel. So, in other words, American imperialism, Soviet social imperialism, and Jewish Zionism. But this country, on the other hand, is the only country in Europe that had more Jews after the Second World War than before. And that had more Jews after the Second World War than before. But this country, on the other hand, is the only country in Europe that had more Jews after the Second World War than before. And it's the only country where Jews didn't fly out, but flew in. And it's the only country where Jews didn't fly out, but flew in to be protected. And as it is very well shown in Yad Vashem, it's a country where the Nazis didn't succeed to get a single Jew. This is the background. Now, of course, the situation is tragic because, on one hand, Israel has its legitimate right to defend itself, but on the other hand, the destroyal and the loss of life on the Palestinian side are far too much to accept the escalation, the further escalation. And the trouble is that this further escalation is not an action that at the end by itself will wipe out Hamas or whatever form of Hamas may grew from the bottom of the rebels. So for sure the two-state solution is the only way. But my humble opinion is that in this situation, there are many things that have to happen at the same time. It's not one thing. Because if one envisage a two-state solution now, just like one piece, then who will be on the Palestinian side?
Right.
So the reform of
Palestinians, you better do right. You got a chance. You got the world's eye on you. And who you lock in with next, it's going to be key. Let's see how smart the Palestinian people are this go round. How they handle it. Now that they got the world's eye on them. And listen, Gaza is a parking lot. They wiped it out, turned it into nothing, rubble, just rocks on top of each other. Man, I can't imagine how many people are still trapped up under all this rubble for the last 2 years. I'm telling y'all, the numbers of what they think is dead is triple. Maybe 4 times as much. Because they ain't reporting the people who starving to death.
In politics, the need for a body that would somehow represent all the Palestinian society and would be a credible interlocutor to all the parties.
Funny, if they'd have listened to this man months, this is only a couple months after the war started 2 years ago. Everything that he said, you're going to need a tribunal, some people who would advocate for the Palestinians and do right by them, all that stuff. You dig what I'm talking about? A ceasefire, release, all that stuff Trump did. But if they would have, you could have got that done under Biden, right? If that's what you really wanted to do. Huh? But remember, this is a tail wagging the dog. This is not a dog wagging the tail. Israel is wagging America, the dog. And just like a good old dog, Israel say jump and we say, how right, Raggy?
Involved on one hand. On the other hand, a direct involvement of the Arab countries that are the most interested and also at the same time the most vulnerable potentially from the escalation of this conflict to create an interforce that together with Turkey and under some guarantees of the United States would somehow make sure that what may be a Palestinian state will not be seen like a threat again for Israel. And of course, all this without the liberation of hostages sounds very improbable. And at the end, last but not least, for sure, I don't envy the Secretary of State.
As he was saying, I think he was saying with the release of all the hostages, you dig what I'm talking about, being improbable. I think that's what, but he's
During the reign of Uther Pendragon, in the wake of the dragon-shaped star, Merlin...
Now watch this. I want to show you all the free Israelis, all the free Jews that was under the Palestinians. Now y'all not gonna believe this, or maybe you will believe this
tonight.
But you ain't gotta believe it because I'm gonna show it to you, right? In the 2 years of the war that they had with Israel, right? The Palestinians had only captured roughly, or they released 20 people. We ain't gonna talk about anybody who died or whatever. You dig what I'm talking about or whatever. You know what I mean? Because then we have to add up the numbers of all the Palestinians was dead. And we don't even know that. But guess what? It was 20 niggas. 20. 20. That Palestine released back to the Israelis. I don't even like calling them that because it hints that in some way they're Israelite. They're not. They are who they say they are. They're Jews. What y'all got to understand is that Jews and Israelites aren't the same people. They are 100% opposite each other, right? One wants to be the other, also usurped a history that wasn't theirs. But when they usurped the history, right, they got the real news too. Huh? And we're going to show you what the real faith is new. Huh? What the real faith is always new, and why the Jews won't just let the Palestinians go. Right? They can set up their own little second state by themselves. They're going to have to now. You done wipe Gaza out. Ain't no rebuilding there. Right? That's going to be Jewish shit, and you just going to have to build another something else in Palestine for these Palestinians. Just like they rebuilt Nagasaki, Hiroshima, just like they built Berlin. Huh? Just like they rebuilt France and everywhere else they bombed. But Hamas had 20 people. Now, right? I want to let that be known. Shout out to Trump for getting the hostages releases, because even the prime minister of Albania didn't think it would happen with all the living hostages being released. He didn't think it could get done with that. He thought that would just have to be something left on the side. Trump even got that done. So we got to salute it, right? But watch.
Tonight, the miraculous homecoming. Jubilation as vans carry freed Israeli hostages back into Israel. And the moment, the massive crowd that packed Hostage Square all night erupts in cheers.
It's an incredible moment right now here at Hostage Square. Everyone's looking at the skies because a military helicopter carrying some of the hostages is flying over Tel Aviv right now.
All day, the emotions pouring out after 738 days, many in underground Hamas tunnels. 20 Israelis are finally back home. 2 years ago, the world watched in horror at these images. Hamas terrorists abducting Noah Argamani onto a motorcycle as her boyfriend is also dragged away. Noah was rescued last year. And tonight, they are finally together again. 25-year-old Eitan Moore was taken from the Nova Music Festival as well. That's his father, overcome during their reunion. And here's the emotional moment. Segev Kalfan reunites with his family. Segev was also abducted from the music festival. His family only learning a few months ago he was still alive.
These are the results of war, y'all. Right? It's good for these people to get their people back, but none of this had to even happen. Right? Remember, they are colonizing a people who are retaliating in return. And then they feel they got the right to retaliate, and then they feel they got the right to retaliate again, and here we are.
The time many thought would never come. His son Yosef, who helped others escape the Hamas terror attacks, but was then kidnapped himself. Tonight, his powerful embrace with his dad. And watch as those van doors open up to reveal Avitar David, greeting a cheering crowd. 2 months ago, Hamas terrorists released a video of Avitar digging his own grave. But tonight, he's back in Israel and back with his family. And we're also seeing the first images of Omri Moran, reunited with his wife and daughters, I spoke to his brother-in-law yesterday.
What do you hope to tell him?
I hope to tell him what an incredible wife he has, what brave little daughters he has. The entire world knows his name in one way or another and wanted to see him home.
And that's Keith Siegel, FaceTiming tonight with freed hostage Matan Angas. I love you so much, Keith tells him, and no one knows better what Matan is going through.
We were held together for 2.5 months, locked up in a very small, dark room, just the two of us.
Keith was held captive with Matan before he was released last February.
Does it stay with you? I mean, do you have nightmares? What is life like afterwards?
Life is a lot of things afterwards. My family suffered for 484 days, not knowing if I was alive, not knowing what's happening with me.
All of these reunions a result of President Trump's peace deal, a remarkable diplomatic achievement.
The hostages are back. It is a good feeling. Isn't that nice to say?
To the Israeli parliament today, President Trump.
We got to salute Uncle Trump on that one, man. Man, he did something we didn't think could be done. You dig what I'm talking about? I think he could. We thought he could get the ceasefire done, but releasing all the hostages too. Shrewd move, Trumpy Dumpy.
I'm saying this deal is just the beginning.
Generations from now, this will be remembered as the moment that everything began to change. It will be the golden age of Israel and the golden age of the Middle East.
As part of that agreement, nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners, some convicted of murder and terror offenses, but others detained without charges during the war, were also released today. The president appealing to Palestinians.
This is their chance to turn forever from the path of terror and violence, and I think that's going to happen.
Still, this is a bittersweet moment for many families here in Israel. Tonight, just hoping to get their loved ones' remains. American Hirsch Goldberg Poland was one of the hostages murdered by Hamas. We spoke to his parents.
We've got some painful days ahead as we uncover the fact that some number of them may not even be found.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
You dig what I'm talking about? Beautiful. You dig what I'm saying? You know, good look and all that. You dig what I'm saying? That's what's up. You know, we feel glad and happy for the Jewish people and their 20 hostages. It's a shame that it had to happen. But I mean, I still don't think 20 hostages is justification for 20,000 dead Palestinian children. It ain't justified. Another 30,000 civilians wiped. Like the brother said, snatched. Let's go look at the other side, right? Because you had 20 prisoners, right?
Living Gaza hostages has also
triggered
the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and detainees. Some have been held.
You had 20 detainees for about 2 years, right? Some of them you let go before. 20. There were 1,950 prisoners held by Israel. 100 times more. And many of these people have been given life sentences plus 20, 30, 40, 50 years and have been in there 25, 24, 23, 22, 20 years already. You think it's even? Trump, I'm going to tell you, be careful. Right now, right? It's the time you better pacify these people, because guess what? It's brimming for a civil war. You better be careful, sir. Huh? It's a tinderbox. Just waiting for another match. This will die down for a couple days. Somebody upset. I'm upset.
Today's return of the last living Gaza hostages has also triggered the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and detainees, some who have been held by the Israelis for a long time. Take a look at this. This was the dramatic scene as some of them arrived earlier today in Gaza.
2,000 of them.
All right, let's go live right now to CNN's Nada Bashir. She's joining us from Ramallah in the West Bank. What happens to the released prisoners and the detainees now that they're back in Palestinian custody, Nada?
Well, look, Wolf, we were there when the buses arrived in central Ramallah. We saw the prisoners taking off from those buses carried by the Red Cross, meeting with their family members once again. It certainly was an emotional moment for many of those families. It's important to underscore, of course, that many of the 250 Palestinian prisoners, the vast majority, were serving either long-term sentences or life sentences, some even multiple life sentences for serious offences. So this is not something, of course, that many family members would have been anticipating outside of this ceasefire deal. And, of course, in addition to that 250, we also saw more than 1,700 Palestinians from Gaza who were detained over the course of the war, many of them without charge, being returned to the Gaza Strip. And as you mentioned, we saw that dramatic video of these Palestinian Gazan prisoners being returned to the Gaza Strip in those buses, huge crowds surrounding those buses as well. But of course, there are also some, at least...
You want to know what's crazy? I'm going to tell you what's really crazy about this situation with the Jews and the Palestinians. Many of the Palestinians are real Jews. They was practicing the faith of the Israelites, the faithists, huh? That it came down through the Essenes thousands of years before there was a Jew. Huh? They are practicing so-called Jews and Israelites today. Also Islamic, right? But in a sense, they oppressing their own people. Let that sink in.
150 who have been deported. These are individuals who are charged with violent crimes. Many of them have been deported to Egypt, it's understood. And of course, this was an important aspect of the ceasefire deal. It is an important part of the agreement that Hamas has long pushed for. There are individuals, of course, that they had pushed forward, including senior political figures who were not released. But again, this is a significant moment here in the occupied West Bank and for the Palestinian community.
With us here is CNN military analyst and retired Air Force Colonel Cedric Leighton. Wow, what a day.
It certainly is, Pamela.
We're all just trying to absorb how momentous today is. But then there's tomorrow and the next day and the next day. What does Gaza look like in these days ahead?
So right now, Gaza, of course, is basically a pile of rubble,
Dang!
To put it bluntly.
Dang! He said Gaza is a pile. I told y'all. But watch what he say. Watch.
So right now, Gaza, of course, is basically a pile of rubble. To put it bluntly, Gaza has at least 90% of its structures that are either completely destroyed or damaged. So these places are not habitable; they're not livable. And one of the key issues that's going to happen, Pamela, is they're going to have to get the aid in there very quickly. There is aid that's moving in there right now, but the aid is going to have to come in really quickly in order to prevent not only starvation but also possible deaths from frost as the winter comes in, and that's going to be a critical thing for this area. They have to move quickly. They're trying to do that. All the UN and other aid groups are definitely poised to do this, but there's nothing like speed for something like this. And then when it comes to the security situation, you're looking at an area where there already is a contested area between Hamas policemen and various clans within Gaza. Some of those clans have helped the Israelis, and there's a lot of fighting going on right now there. So this is going to be a very tenuous situation. Some people have likened it a bit to Mogadishu, back in the 90s. That is something that could happen, but the international community has to work very hard to prevent that from happening. This is a great day, but there's a lot to come for the future.
So are you concerned a civil war will break out in Gaza?
Oh, I think it's very possible because you've got a lot of clans that are part of the fabric of Gaza. So these are families that have lived there for centuries, and they have their own vested interests. You have political groups like Hamas. You also have Palestinian Islamic Jihad and other groups. So there is a chance that these groups could go after each other. So this is why a peacekeeping force is going to be absolutely critical. So what is happening now at Sharm el-Sheikh, where President Trump is at the moment, that is going to really, in essence, put things out for the future, and hopefully they'll develop.
You sort of there, Yafa. You on the right track, though. It's not why aren't they getting these people out. It's why aren't they letting them go? No. They can push them right out to they instead of just, having the U.S. fund it. We fund everything else, build them a whole little city, and they have their own little ethno state. They wouldn't let them do it. Why? That's what we're going to get into today. Watch this. You on the right path, though, right? Where you going to go? Where they going to go? The solution is a two-state. They already know what the solution is. Who denying the second state? The Palestinians ain't. Did y'all know that the IDF, the Israeli Defense Fund and Foundation, right? Their war machine created and funded Hamas? It shouldn't be a surprise to you when you find out and learn that Jews like Peter Warburg, Zionist, Rothschild, Zionist, Rockefeller, Zionist, backed both sides of the war with their banks. And remember, who getting moved out the way? Who is the power in the Middle East during the Second and First World War? They tried to wipe them out in the First World War. And you almost got them, but you ain't get them all the way. Right? Who they moving out the way, y'all? The Ottomans.
Plan to move a peacekeeping force in, but this is going to be a very dangerous area. And if these clans and Hamas start shooting at each other in greater volumes, they're doing that now to some extent, but if that happens on a mass scale, that is going to be a very dangerous place, and it's going to be really hard to insert.
Now they gotta build them a new place.
So then what do you think about what the Egyptian Prime Minister just said not long ago, calling for U.S. troops to be stationed in?
Now they gotta build them a new place. They look what Dreadful said. They pushed them all the way to Gaza and then destroyed it. They want to do away with them as a whole. Fact, right? But now you can't. Now you got the watchdogs on your ass, right? What are you going to do? There is a solution. It's called the two-state, and they still won't do it. Why? I'm telling you, they scared. Think about this. They scared to let the Palestinians go. Why? Because there are people in the world who say they are Jews and do lie. They are the synagogue of Satan. And I'm telling you, they know it. They know it. And it's one other thing they know. They know that real book. They know that law. They know that Torah. Huh? But I'm telling you, with some stuff they left out. It's some stuff they left out that they know they scared to let these people go. Huh? They scared to let them go. I'm going to show you why.
Inside Gaza, do you see a scenario where that could actually happen?
It's certainly possible, but it's very much against what President Trump has said in his analysis of the situation. And, basically what President Trump has tried to do with the Civil Military Coordination Center that they've developed, those 200 troops, the U.S. troops that are in Israel or about to be in Israel, those are supposed to be basically a command center for the peacekeeping effort in Gaza. They are not supposed to be troops on the ground. Really, 200 is not a sufficient number. You would need tens of thousands of troops, given the population of Gaza and the strength of Hamas, even in its decimated state. It would be very difficult to insert a force in there if it's not of sufficient strength. So I think the Egyptian foreign minister's desire, I can understand why he would say it, but I think it's unrealistic. The Arab states are going to have to step up to make this happen. Otherwise, I don't see a lasting peace scenario possible for Gaza unless there's something like an international force, but an Arab-based force that does the kinds of things that need to be done to keep those sides apart and to allow the population of Gaza to get the aid that they need.
Yeah.
And this leads me directly back to what RBG is talking about. Do y'all know about the Insurrection Act of 1807? This is the law Trump is stating that gives him the right to run up in Memphis and in Chicago, all up in Colorado, all through Texas, all through Cali. Huh? Trump, you better stop worrying about Chicago and worry about Gaza. Because it's a tinderbox, boy. Huh? It's a tinderbox. But I'm telling you, and there's a reason that they won't let these people go. And I'm telling you, the reason is that the Jews know. The Jews absolutely know, right? That, well, first of all, before we go there, Trump better use this Insurrection Act of 1807 to go ahead and use them national troops and them people over there that go into civil disorder in Gaza. That's what you better be worried about. That's what you better be worried about. That this thing hold up. Right? But let's get into some of this right? Let's get into some of this because the Creator, through God, in chapter 33 of the book of Judgment, is judging against exclusiveness, right? Or niggas just wanting to be by, they say, we're just this, and we have our own land because, man, you niggers can't come over here. No, because you usurped and stole that land. What about the 2 million people you killed between 1947 and 1948 to take the land? Don't nobody never talk about them. Now watch this. Start to become clear, right? Let the Creator speak. Watch this. True God said, hear the words or hear the judgments of your God, O man. Look upon the whole world with the eye of a God. Huh? Tells you in the seat right there. If y'all recognize that true God is telling you to look at the world as if you are a God, hit me with a vortex in the chat. If you see that, right in the first verse, hear the judgments of your God, oh man. He's telling you to look upon the world, the whole world, as with the eye of a God. If you see that he's telling you to do that, hit me with a vortex in the chat. Huh? Be comprehensive in judgment over all nations and peoples upon the earth. Huh? The Creator has said, out of my very self, I created all the living. What? Brothers and sisters, not only animals, but men too. Huh? I created all men, brothers and sisters. I made them from the members of my body, or the elements and chemicals of creation. In the early days of the world, behold, I provided man with different continents and islands, separated by mighty waters. Sound familiar, America? So that man in one division of the earth would not interfere with man in another division of the earth. But behold, right? I allot one nation. Behold, I allot one nation and people to one civilization. So the American is an American. The African is an African. The European is a European. The Asian is an Asian. The Indian is an Indian. Behold, I allot one nation and people to one civilization. And another nation and people I allot to another civilization. Separately, on the different divisions of the earth and on the islands in the seas, I situated these different peoples I created. So if you want to know why the variation is, because where you are your own thing. Let that sink in for a second. Jaja the coldest. But when the world grows older, and man attains to wisdom, I say to him, build ships, and sail across the waters I created. But if the earth is already old, right? Well, then we're just waiting on man to attain wisdom. Well, just think about this. How many times could man have attained wisdom in the last 72,000 years? How many times, right? If y'all, as Christians, we were all duped into believing that all these destructions and the dinosaurs and everything and all that happened in 6,000 years. Science comes back and push mandate back to 330,000 years. So we know that the 6,000 year date can't be true, right? But a WASP comes and rationalizes the 300,000 year date, right? Carbon dated is 300,000. True, that's true. But what you don't know is the rational carbon dating brought about in the Cosmos era has when finding the time of man on this planet, reckons it at 72,000 for upright standing man, right? For me and you, right? But what they didn't know is every 100,000 years carbon dated for man is only actually 24,000 years. Three sets of 24,000, 300,000, right? Every 100,000 is 24. That's 72,000, right on time with the timetable of prophecy. See, we ain't got to fight against science. Science already agree with what we're saying. It's just how you interpret it. And with better information, you get better answers. But when the world grows older, right? And man attains to wisdom, I say to him, build ships. How many times did he say, build ships? But build ships and sail across the waters I created. Go visit your brothers and sisters in different divisions of the earth. Look at that, brothers and sisters. And man masters the ocean and comes to his brothers and sisters remotely situated. And I say to man, because you have mastered the ocean, let this be testimony to you, that there shall be no barriers from this time forward between all the nations and people I created. In Cosmon, right? In Cosmon, since 1848, I come saying, be brethren upon the face of the earth and upon the waters of the earth. These are the legacies I bequeath to my children. Reminds me of the Bible when it said the Most High gave Yahweh, or the God of Israel, Israel as an inheritance. Creator is saying, I gave you the earth and the water. Woo! As your legacies. Say, be a help and a benefit to one another, judging wisely. This is why you got to scrutinize what's going over there in Israel and in the Middle East, and then America's complicity to it. You got to judge wisely, right? Regarding I had to read this a couple times to really get this. Regarding the differences which circumstances, like war, and places of habitations, like deserts, have developed in the races of man. Could they be hard because their land is? Now I, your God, O man, declare this judgment to you. Because your wisdom has surmounted the corporeal barrier, the ocean between you and your brother, it is fitting and proper that your soul surmount. It means rise above the barrier of prejudice. Because your wisdom has surmounted the corporeal barrier. You think on things past just what's in your face, what you can see and touch. You go into the quantum world, the fractal world, even to the brothers that I whooped on the other day, to the world of electromagnetism, which you can't see other than physical light. Because you send rockets into space. Because you pass just Earth shit. Huh? The ocean between you and your brother, right? Because you master that. It is fitting and proper that your soul rise above or surmount the barrier of prejudice against your brother. Are you there yet? That's the question. Are you there yet? Can you get past this? This, the barrier, is the chains are in your mind. Notice it didn't tell you to, get past the physical hate and surmount a physical barrier. It said that your soul, this is what thinks, this is what remembers, this is what sees. It's not the physical body. That your soul surmount the barrier of prejudice against your brother just because he looked different. How he act though? Is he a real bulldog? Or is he a cur? Is he a real son of Gichi? Or is he faking? Don't matter what he look like. Are you good? That make you my people. Not your skin color. Trust me, I have lived long enough in this world to know that blood don't make you fucking family. Your blood will break your heart. What? You better get hip, do some living. Blood don't make you family. How you treat me makes you family. Didn't they say treat the people like you want to be treated? Well, God damn it, we already know the answer. Watch this. It don't work how they say it work, y'all. It's the opposite. Watch this. And that instead of making laws against him, your brother, you should do the opposite. We laughed and joked about the little Mexican niggas getting kicked out. Well, they was foul anyway. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of the Mexican niggas racist as fuck. You dig what I'm talking about? You got what you got coming, cuz. You dig what I'm saying? It is what it is. You're just reaping and sowing. Uncle Trump was on y'all ass. You dig what I'm talking about? But he ain't stopped there. I told you it don't work the way they do, right? The way they do it, it only worked for a little bit. It's a Band-Aid. It's a cover-up. You dig what I'm saying? It's not a long-term fix. Why? Because a republic, or judging by the majority, has always been, always will be, and forever shall be the lesser light. They can't get it. It don't even work that way. That's not how you fix it. It's not by prohibiting your brother. You shall do the opposite of this and throw open the place of your habitation. I know it sounds crazy. That's because you ain't looking at the soul of things. You looking at it greedy and selfishly, not selflessly, not selfless. You looking at it selfish. Oh, this man. You don't own none of this shit. Get back to your Aboriginal roots. Stop worrying about what they doing. They ain't your friend. It's going to always be against you in the end. I know why y'all don't want to talk to us. I know. Because we're going to draw that hard line. And you're going to have to choose. Huh? What we want you to do really is walk on the line. So you can make a choice. An informed choice. Because instead of kicking out all the Mexicans, what Jaja say? He say the exact opposite. Throw open the place of your habitation and your soul and your love to receive your brother God like. Ooh, it's hard to do. Come on, Jaja, come on. It's hard. This is not easy work. This is the dark work. This is the hard work. To get past yourself. This gonna be hard. This ain't happened yet. None of this. This ain't happened. To an extent, they'll take in some refugees or something like that, but you see what's happening. ICE out here getting ICE, baby. Doom, 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 doom. They getting boys together. That's why I keep saying, niggas, stay out the way. You ain't got nothing to do with this. They can't move you anywhere, and they know it. Do not flatter yourself. Do not flatter yourself that you can turn aside or set backward the seasons of the Almighty. Where you do this, affliction shall surely come upon you. Behold, I have made the heavens of the earth universal and established heavenly roadways around the earth. Y'all will get there one day. So that the angels of the different nations and peoples may be as angels of universal heavens to help one another. Will you make a law to incite the enmity of the spirits of the dead against you and thus open the door for still more aggressive wars? Shall the laws of man interdict, or what does interdict mean? To forbid or to outlaw, to make illegal, to restrain, to block, suppress, to take precedence over. Shall the laws of man take precedence over the march of the Creator? Now behold, when Cosmon came, I said to you, ooh, it hit different. It hit different. Now behold, when Cosmon came, I said to you, come with your God. You shall knock peacefully at the doors of China and Japan, and they shall open up to you. Did that happen? Yes, it did. And look, this you accomplished. And those who had been exclusive for hundreds of years turned from old ways to welcome the Creator's hand in your promises. Now I declare to you, I will not have exclusiveness anymore. Israel. In any other nations and peoples in all the world. Palestine. We ain't here yet, y'all. How we know? But Jaja been telling y'all stuff happened before it even happened. Hold on, damn it. What happened to my dango? I think it was at 36. Oh. Hold on, let me get a little thank you music up in here real quick. Right, just a little thank you music. Now, I declare to you, I will not have exclusiveness. Let me turn it down just a little bit more. Now I declare to you, I will not have exclusiveness anymore in any of the nations and peoples in all the world. Neither shall there be taxes. And duties. Tariffs. Anybody been hearing about tariffs lately? Of course you have. So this is a thing even in the future still. It's amazing how a WASPy do that. Prove something that happened after it was written. And then tell you about a future event that ain't happened, but you see the remnants of it. Because we still got taxes, duties, and tariffs. But he's saying there ain't gonna be none. So we know right then and there, we got a major switch coming in. And I think it's coming sooner than what people think. Neither shall there be taxes, duties, and tariffs of one nation or people against another. Behold, you have asked for the Father's kingdom to come on earth as it is in heaven. Did you not? Huh? If you know for a fact that's the Lord's Prayer, hit me with a 1 in the chat. Behold, you have asked for the Father's kingdom to come on earth as it is in heaven. Look what God said. And I will give it to you. As you have prayed, so will I answer you in the name of the Creator. Jehovih. Huh? I shall not serve both Creator and Mammon. Money, or the love of money. Huh? Or what it can get you, the power it can bring you. Huh? Or worldly things. Huh? It's the love of money. It's not money, y'all. We need money. It's the love of money. Money should be a byproduct of your industry, of your work. This is why everybody gonna be rich. Ain't gonna be no big U's, little me's. Everybody gonna have it. Shalom gonna be something different. Neither shall the light of my heavens be with you unless you heed my judgments. Huh? I will have all the ports open and free and without partisan taxation, either in favor of one nation or against another, or of one people against another people. Huh? It is not excusable for you to say, lo, the poor foreigner will come and consume my riches. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, America. It's not a good excuse for you to say that about the Mexicans. It's not a good excuse. Huh? They'll take my jobs. What jobs? Ain't took no nigga jobs. But it's the disrespect for them people. You dig what I'm talking about? That I think is why they catching their little karmic hell. You dig what I'm talking about right now? And Trump on your ass for the next 4 years. Just believe it. ICE ain't going nowhere. You better believe that. ICE ain't going nowhere. It is not excusable for you to just say the poor foreigner will come and consume my riches. You shall say the opposite. Welcome, my poor brothers and sisters. Whatever is mine is yours also. Come and dwell within my country. It is ample, and the Creator will provide for us. But now, that comes with, you dig what I'm talking about, they coming over here, right? And Trump was kicking all them dirty guys up out of here. Uncle Trump ain't playing with you. You gonna get it together, you gonna get gone. Not my fault, right? But I wanted to answer the question, right? We see that there is a solution. They call it a two-state, right? They call it a two-state solution, right? To the issues that's going on over there in the Middle East, right? With Israel and Palestine. Why won't they didn't damn near try to eradicate these people. They push them into Gaza, and like Cuz said, they wipe Gaza out, right? When they never had to do that, they could still have Gaza, and these people could have been moved somewhere else or whatever. You dig what I'm talking about, since you're oppressing them anyway. But they won't let them leave. Why? I'm telling you, these Jews knows what happened when the Creator separates the good people from the bad. Watch this. I'm telling you. Watch this. This rule I made in all my works. Listen, says the Creator. Right? I'm telling you, the Jews know this. This would have been talked about from the time Israel left Egypt, because of what happened to Egypt. But look, because of what happened to the Assyrians, you enslaved God's people. Where are you today? You don't exist. What happened to the Egyptians? They don't exist. Huh? What happened to the Persians? They don't exist. What happened to the Medes? They don't exist. You oppress God's people It got something for you. And when he get up out of there, when he get you up out of there, guess what happens? You turn into a Roman. Huh? You become extinct. Huh? What happened to Greece? They don't exist. You oppress God's people in America too. Uh-oh. I made this rule in all. Huh? Hit me with a 2 in the chat if you know it ain't nothing outside of all. All is all. Right? Ain't nothing outside of all. So in everything. Right? Look what he say. When I separate the people, the good go away out from among the evil. Even as I drew the Israelites out of Egypt, and those who go out prosper. Huh? Hold on. My bad. Those who go out prosper in my hand. I make them a everlasting people. But watch this, and this is why they won't let them go, y'all. But those who remain in Gaza go down to destruction, and they become unknown upon the earth. Their great men are forgotten, and their wisest men lose caste in the histories of 1,000 years. So let me read it. Let me reread it again and put it back in context. Let me put it in a little context for you. This rule I made in all my work, says the Creator. When I separate the people, the good, the Palestinians, go away, out from among the evil, the Jews. And even as I drew the Israelites out of Egypt, and those who go out prosper in my hand, I make them an everlasting people. But those who remain in Gaza and in Israel, after you done force the good people out, now they gotta go. This is why they don't want them to go, though. Because they know this. They know what happened in Egypt. They know what happened to Assyria. They know what happened to the Persians. They know what happened to the Medes. They know what happened to the Greeks. They know what happened to the Romans. But for those who go down, or those who remain, go down to destruction. So those who remain in Gaza, after you done kick the good people out, they become unknown on the earth. And the great Jewish scribes are forgotten. And their wisest rabbis lose caste in the histories of 1,000 years. Behold, I'm telling you, y'all are part of history and you don't even know it. They're going to talk about the faithists in time to come and histories of 1,000 years during this arc cycle. There was a little group who started as a seed, and coming from it was the creator gang, and it changed the world. And y'all don't know how lucky y'all are to be here. How lucky I am to be here. Why? Because their great men are forgotten, and their wisest men lose caste in the histories of 1,000 years. Well, who gains it? Everybody they said was crazy. Everybody said that they was following a white man. Ain't no way it could be that simple, Cosmo. Behold, I have made these things known to the generations of earth. Didn't I just explain it to you? Egypt, Syria, Persia, Medes, Babylon, Greeks, Romans, all of them oppressed you. All of them are extinct. You still here. Let that sink in. Now, when I separated the faithless, this is a prophecy, y'all. When I separated the faithless, that means it's coming. When I separate those who stand with the Creator against those who don't, the people of light against the people of darkness, the builders against the destroyers. When I separated those who stand by the Creator and those who stand by Mammon in the Cosmon era, I sent angels. You crazy, Cosmon. You just be all that crying, talking about you a spiritual people and you don't understand angels. You trying to tell me your great grandmama died, she didn't go to heaven and turn into an angel? Nigga, I dare you to say it. I double dog dare you. I double dog dare you to say that your great grandmama didn't die, go to heaven, and become an angel. Where's she at then? I dare you to say it. You supposed to be a spiritual people, ain't you? Well, here go the spirits, spooky ass niggas. I sent angels warning them, not you niggas. Yeah, you ain't gonna get it. You think we spooky. But they wasn't never coming to you no way. Because you ain't one of these people. You ain't one of these people. Who stand by the Creator. You ain't one of the remnants of the Algonquins in America. You ain't one of them people who you can't trick with a story of a savior born a woman. You ain't one of them. Who gonna trick a faithless into believing God created the heavens and the earth? Duped you though. No, you ain't gonna get the warning. No. How? You ain't even tuned into the right station. You ain't did the first law. How did he get them ready for Noah's flood? He sent angels. Warning them. I said to them, do not flatter yourself. Don't get so puffed up. Do not flatter yourselves that man is all wisdom. Uh-oh. Bum, 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 bum. I keep telling you, y'all niggas didn't even think of God. Even that was given to you. But you think you wise. But I know you not wise because you haven't been able to imitate the power of the God. Ooh-wee. Do not flatter yourself, big head ass nigga. Don't flatter yourself, cracker. I spread this shit out equal. Don't flatter yourself, man. That man is all wisdom. I say to you, I am with the righteous. Ooh. You don't care if you right. Are you righteous? Ooh. But this is where it come in right here. Might and power shall not triumph through wrongdoing. Behold, a judgment shall come upon this people. And when I begin to call them, ooh-wee. When y'all see us go, just start looking to the left and to the right. When Cosmon stop talking, it's gonna be a dark day. When Daryl Cosmon stop teaching, it's gonna be a dark day. When Malachi Maccabee ain't up here schooling, when Selah Shalom stop, what's gonna make Selah Shalom stop? What's gonna make them stop? The Creator begin to call us. And the chosen, right? You want to be chosen? Choose the Creator. You only chosen because you chose. And you chose the Creator, not a God, a Lord, a Savior. All born of woman. But the maker of God. The maker of sun, moon, and stars. When these boys stop talking, when the horsemen stop talking, why? Because when we leave, guess what? We gonna come found Creator's kingdom, right? But dig this. And they shall come faster and faster every year. And the world's people, the destroyers, the warlike people, shall fall into iniquity more and more every year. And now, look at what has been. He's saying, look at the world now. The prince of devils came upon the Uzian saying, do not think that I come to send peace on earth. Ooh-wee. The who is speaking? The prince of devils came to the world's people. Obviously, he had to say it in a book. Right? Look what he said. Do not think that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. I come to set man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother. Wait a minute. But this is the prince of devils saying this. But hold on. If I'm not mistaken, I could be tripping, right? I just could be tripping. But for some reason, I don't think I'm tripping. Hold on. Because I could have swore, right, that they said, Jehovah said that in Matthew 10:34. Hold on, wait a minute. Now I could be tripping. I just could be. I got it wrong, right? But let me see. Hold on. Whoa. But for whosoever shall deny me before men, I will also deny him before my Father which is in heaven. Why would you do that, buddy? It's not cool. But look, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Wait a minute. But they said it's the prince of devils. Said that. Now you got to ask yourself, right? Does this sound like a peaceful, loving creator God that wants to send war? Or does it sound like a warrior, vengeful, wrathful murderer? It sounds like a vengeful, wrathful murderer, right? Why? Because he's coming to send a sword, war on earth. So you got to ask yourself at this point, right? Does it sound more like a true loving God said that? Or does it sound more like a prince of devils came up with that? That he was going to send a sword to the world on earth. So all people war against each other. Does it sound like a devil said that? Would say that? Or does it sound like an all-loving creator would say that? Sounds like a devil would say that. So when Owaspi reveals that it's the prince of devils, right? One of them is called Christ. Said, do not think I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. Matthew 10:34 says, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. What do Owaspi say? I come to set man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother. So now we know who the prince of devils is. It is the God of the Bible. This guy. Hold on. This guy. Right? Revelations 19:11. What's his name? Who is the prince of devils? Did Christ say he was going to come send a sword? Well, so did the prince of devils. So logic dictates that Christ is the prince of devils. Yeah, this the nigga that was come riding on that nag. Huh? Who is that nigga riding on that nag? Huh? And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he sat upon it, was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he does judge and make war. Does that sound like a prince of devils that makes war? Or does that sound like a non-warrior like, loving, all peaceful, merciful creator. No, it sounds like a prince of devils. Huh? Is war light or dark? They said God is light. Ain't no darkness in him. This is how, excuse me. This is how we knew it was metaphorical. Right? But let's be objective. Is war light or dark? Be real with yourself. Huh? If y'all know war is dark, hit me with a vortex in the chat. Right? And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were minty crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. No man knows? Huh? No one. Huh? No one at all. Huh? Who is that nigga on that name? Watch this. Behold, your one-time brother triunes have had greater advantages than you from the start. They had more populous kingdoms and subjects of higher grades. They're talking about this is the crazy part. This is Allah, Thoth Gabriel, speaking to Luamong, who takes the name Christ. We about to show you who this Christ is. We about to show you man do know. Right? Now, this is the crazy part. I'm about to twist your cap. Because the triune, the Trinity, is Christ, Buddha, and Brahma. But what y'all didn't know is Allah was Christ's little homie. Watch this. That's who's speaking. This is Gabriel speaking, aka Allah. Behold, your one-time brother triunes, Buddha and Brahma, had greater advantages than you from the start. Talking to Luamong, the light bearer, or Lucifer. Watch this. They had more populous kingdoms and subjects of higher grades. Nevertheless, in the ways they have prospered, you shall be wise. Huh? They also found it necessary to have a name. Huh? Buddha and Brahma found it necessary to have a name. Buddha and Brahma. That mortals could call to. Look, and they took upon themselves the name, what? Brahma and Buddha. Both Brahma and Buddha signify knowledge, or the most high knowledge. No more or less. Right? They're signaling that they are all knowledge, or its source. When you say Brahma, when you say Buddha, when you say Christ, when you say Allah, you are saying, you are claiming you are the most high knowledge. All of the words mean the exact same thing. Christ, Buddha, Brahma, and Allah. It signifies knowledge, or the most high knowledge, no more or less. This has satisfied mortals, right? Now, what? You shall choose the name Christ, which is the Ahamic word for knowledge also, right? And in this, then, you shall have truth on your side in heaven before your holy council, and on earth you shall have a personal embodiment. Who is that personal embodiment? Would be none other than the fabricated composite Iesu, alias Iesus, alias Jeshu, alias Jesus. This is why in the earliest versions of the King James Bible, they call Jesus Iesu, because they couldn't come up with a name. They couldn't come up with a name for the physical representation of God on earth. So in the Council of Nicaea, Constantine came up with the fact that, well, all prophets of the Creator were Iesu, right? Which means a man who is above his earthly passions, right? And he say, so why not just call the man Iesu? Over time, the languages change till we get presently the I turns into J, Jesus. Watch this. Who falsely announces himself the Christ? Who? Luamang. Remember, it's a name that no man knew. Y'all didn't know Luamang. You a lie. Anybody say they knew this name? You got it out of Wawaspi. But your God, who got a flame of fire, his eyes are a flame of fire. He's smoking some good tree, Cosmo. And on his heads with many crowns. He's got some 5950s. And he had a name. What name? That no man knew. Remember who we talking about? Christ. So, who is this nigga on this white nag? Christ. Christ, aka Luamong, falsely announces himself as Christ. Watch this. Behold, it came to pass as had been foretold by God, Jehovah's son. Look, God is the Creator's son. Guess what you are, brother? You the Creator's son too. Guess what you are, sister? You the Creator's daughter. Remember, Jeebus told you. Jeebus tried to tell you the things I do, right? You can do an even greater. Well, how, Jeebus? We obviously got to be the same thing. But you the son of the Creator. As it had been foretold by true God, who is not the Creator, but the Creator's son. The triunes, Christ, Buddha, Brahma, will all become false gods because they have denied the Almighty. There is only one who is all knowledge. Whatever angel or God, listen, whatever God announces himself as all knowledge. Christ means all knowledge. Whatever God announces himself as Christ, whatever God announces himself as Buddha, whatever God announces himself as Brahma, whatever God that announces himself as Allah, whatever God that announces himself as Dais, whatever God that announces himself as Deus, whatever God that announces himself as Ahura, Osir, claiming to be all knowledge, Ptah, whatever. angel or God that announces himself as all knowledge is false in the presence of the Creator. Let that sink in. Nevertheless, though, the nigga on the neck, Luamon, had it proclaimed in heaven and earth that he was the Christ. Which meant what? All knowledge. Which is the Enhamic expression for all knowledge. And the Lord said, this is the Lord, the real guy, right? He worked for God. This God, little homie, the Lord. He worked directly with humans. The Lord said, now therefore, Luamang, was from this time forward a false god in heaven and on earth. And Luamang commanded Thoth, Gabriel, aka Allah. So Christ is commanding Allah, his warrior angel in command. This is why he takes the name Gabriel. Let that sink in. Allah worked for Christ. His angel warrior in command of his earthly dominions to rise up tribes of warriors among mortals. Called what? And the inspiration of Allah, these warriors induced themselves to call themselves Christians. And so that, and look, God says, so that man may know this to be true, behold, the followers of Jehovah are not warriors, nor have they ever been. This mark I'll put upon man from the time of Cain to present day, that whoever raises his hand against his brother raises his hand against the Almighty. And this mark shall distinguish my servants to the end of the world. You want to know who are the real descendants of Cain? Who are the most warlike people in the world? Hold on. Watch this. Watch this. Now remember, they told you in the prior verse that it was the beast. We look in the Bible and find out the beast who said it was war is really the prince of devils, aka Luamong, aka Christ, right? Well, here this nigga go crying. From this time forward, I shall not go down to earth to send peace on earth. I shall not go to send peace but a sword. I go to set man at variance against his brother and father, and woman against her sister and mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Word for word, what's in the Bible. And I will make foes of man. I will make the foes of a man those of his own household. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Look at that. And he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Do the Bible say that? Hold on, let me go back. Do the Bible say that too? Hold on. Matthew 10. It bet not say that. It bet not. It bet not say that. See what I mean? A man's foes. What? A man's foes? Look at this. It do say it. Watch this. For I come to sit man at variance against his father, and the daughter against the mother, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. Same words. And a man's foe shall be they of his own family. Watch this. And he that loveth mother, more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. And he, look at this. And he who will not take up his, he say cross in the Bible, and he who will not take up his sword, that's what he really said, and proclaim me is not worthy of me. But watch this. Let's show you that this is Christ. My sign shall be a sword, a skull, and crossbones, and a bull. What did the Christian pirates use as a signal so they'll know who is who? A skull and crossbones. Ain't a crossbone also called a kai in a row? If you turn the kai in a row straight up and side down, ain't that a sword pointing down? Ain't that a hilt at the top that they keep trying to say is the head of Jesus? Oh, y'all don't believe me. I know. Don't you start that blasphemy in here, Cosmon. Watch this. Now, this is the Kai in the row, right? Or what's called the Christ, right? The Christ. And as you see, right here, straight up and down, with the hilt, right, is a representation of a sword. We calling it the letter P or Chi. You dig what I'm talking about? When in fact, it's a sword, right? You can really see it right here. Right here. Right here. You really start to see it. The Chi in the row, the X and the P. Sign of Christ. Right? What did it say? The skull and bones. The sword. You see the sword in the Chi in the row. You see the crossbones in the Chi in a row, right? But what about a bull? What's a bull, right? A bull is an order or an edict that comes up out of the Christian church. Watch this. They be thinking I'm lying. To our shown. Watch this. An order of the God Christ the false God, Christ, right? His word comes down through his popes and all them. And they put the orders and edicts in what are called papal bulls, right? A papal bull. Remember, he said, my signs are the swords, the crossbone, and the bull, or the great towel, right? It is an edict issued by the Pope. Huh? I ain't make none of this up. A sword, a skull and crossbones, and a bull. And look, my edicts shall be called bulls. This is before the church existed. My edicts shall be called bulls. This is the false God Christ, the nigga on that nag that don't nobody know his name, but now we didn't peeled off his little name tag, and him mama named him Luamon, the light bearer. Funny, the bad guy in the Bible, his name means the light bearer too. So when God was talking about the bad guy, he was the good guy and the bad guy in the Bible. He did say, ain't no evil done, ain't no good done if I ain't do it. Uh-oh. Now you seeing why. Why? Because this nigga on this nag told you that his signs is the bull, and his edicts shall be called bulls. By these my enemies shall be destroyed. What is a bull again? It is an edict issued by a pope. By these my enemies shall be destroyed. A papal bull is a formal official decree or proclamation issued by the Pope, a type of papal letter bearing an official lead seal called a bulla, attached by a cord. Derived from the Latin word for seals, bulls are preserved for significant matters such as canonization, dogmatic declarations, and establishment of dioceses, or the granting of privileges, or for destroying the enemies of Christ. I can't even make it up this good. Yes, Cosmon, every knee shall bow, nigga. And every tongue shall confess me Lord of all, Marcus. Behold, I will give them a book. Uh-oh. Hold it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did this nigga just indict himself? Every knee shall bow down before me, and every tongue confess me Lord of all. Why Lord? Why the little homie? Huh? Because you going with the idea you trying to trick niggas. Huh? Behold, I will give them a book and a guide by which they shall know me in blood. I will seal them to the end of the world. What book we talking about? What book? Huh? This book will be the New Testament to the Christians. Oh, which he cleverly then had attached to the Ezran Bible, which they're calling the Hebrew Bible, the Torah. Tanakh. Remember those 70 so-called Jews? Huh? Remember, Jews are followers of the nigga on the nag. So yeah, he had it converted under his boy, Ptolemy. Ptolemy even made a representation of this nigga Luamong. Let me show y'all Ptolemy's representation of Luamong, or the Christ. Huh? Let me show you. And is it just by chance this nigga look just like Jeebus? This is Serapis, huh? The invented god deity of the Ptolemaic dynasty, huh? A physical representation of Luamong. This is why he looked just like Jeebus. Mind you, this 280, 290 years before Jeebus supposed to even exist. Hold on. Let me show you a picture of Jeebus. Huh? Hold on, this is supposed to be Jeebus right here. Jeebus. Hold on, let me blow it up a little bit. Let me get it over here. Hold on. Jeebus. Serapis. Jeebus. Huh? Serapis. I'm telling you, both of them is physical representations of the musty god Luamong. Christ is a white boy. Oh shit. Wait till these niggas figure out they've been praising the cracker this whole time. Ah! The physical representation of Luamong is a white boy. This is Christ. In the Egyptian terms, and this is your Christ in the Bible. Same nigga. Y'all didn't know that them pictures was inspired. They got another one. Hold on. Let me show you this other picture of Jeebus. Look like him too. Watch this. They can't tell me this ain't Serapis. Nick can't tell me that ain't Serapis. You can't even tell me. Huh? That's the same nigga. I don't care what nobody say. Look. Look. Now look. Look. Now look. This book that this false God put out will be called the New Testament. He cleverly then attached it to the Ezran Bible, which we call Tanakh, in order to easier gain. Why he do it? In order to easier gain converts in his region and to his religion. So he tied the Hebraic stuff in with this new Christian stuff and didn't have anything to do with each other. As a matter of fact, this is 100% pagan. In fact. So now we know. Now we know who over there warned. Now we know who over there who warned. Huh? But Creator ain't leave us dangling. Yeah, do not think I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. I come to set man at variance against his father and a daughter against her mother. Now, therefore, when my angels went in behalf of my kingdom, behold, the prince of devils invaded the places of the ungodly, and those who received my angels and practiced righteousness were fallen upon by the emissaries of the prince of devils and unmercifully treated with curses and tortures. But I called the righteous away from there. I called them away. And they, the gang, built my kingdom for me. And I said to the Uzians, let this be a testimony to you of the power of the Almighty. You go about building ships of war and harbors for defense with torpedoes and all types of wicked inventions. But I say to you, this nation, this government, this people shall not be attacked in the places you build. It is within that it will be attacked. It's not going to come from without. It's going to come from within. Why? For I will draw away the righteous. You better hope. You better hope. Daryl Cosmine don't stop talking. Malachi Maccabee, Selah Shalom. Mr. Anakwakaiki himself, Big Chief, kicker of clouds. I'm kicking all that pie out the sky. Kicking all that pie out the sky. I want my heaven here. I'll get some higher heaven when I get there. But right now, I want to live it too. Why? For I will draw away the righteous, and none but rogues will accept your great offices, and this trend shall continue to grow upon you in the way of evil, declining in virtue more and more every year. Look, therefore, at your grave. Judge the words of the Almighty. My hands shape the signs of the times. As the hirer in this day hires one man to watch over another, so shall it come to you in the great offices of your government. You shall hope to overcome the prince of devils by force and might, but you shall fail. And in the proportion that you go down in corruption, so shall the faithless go away into my kingdoms. Waspy hit different. Yeah. Somebody lying. Yeah. Christianity and really Hebrewism as a whole. Have pagan roots. The only reason that they try to hold on to the Tanakh or the Hebraic root as it's not pagan is because they stole some of the actual Abrahamic faith, right, from the faithless. They rewrote that stuff. You dig what I'm talking about? And wrote themselves into the history to legitimize themselves for people who had no legitimate history. What do y'all think a Levitican is? What do y'all think a Levitican is? Why do these people practice the Levitican law? What if I told you a Levitican is a hanger-on, a wannabe? One of the people who just so happened to be enslaved in Egypt when the Israelites left. So when the Israelites left, they left. They seen Moses cutting up, Aaron out there cutting up. Them niggas like shit. Hey, we Israelites too now, dog. Hey. Right here in the back. Yeah, we Israelites too. They like what tribe y'all from? They were like, hold on. Hold up, niggas. What tribe we gonna say we from? I don't know. You know any of their tribes? No, nigga, we can't even read. I did hear a story that Abraham had a second son that don't nobody know where he went to. His name is Ishmael. Hey, yeah. We Ishmaelites. Yeah. We Ishmaelites. Tethers. Exactly. That's what Levitican means. A tether, a hanger-on, a want-to-be. That's why they practice the wanna-be law. I'll keep telling y'all, and I guess I'm just going to have to play the video again. Israelites and Jews are 100% the opposite. If a Jew speaks Hebrew, an Israelite didn't. If a Jew got enslaved, then the Israelite didn't. If the Jew went east, then the Israelite went west. If the Jew is pale-faced, then the Israelite is not. If the Jew lives in a kingdom, then the Israelite does not. If the Jew prays the king, then the Israelite never would. I'm telling you, they exactly the opposites. How a non-warlike people gonna go to war? Israelites don't kill no goddamn body. Now these niggas over here slaughtering whole Jebusites, Perizzites, Hivites, even the God, like, ain't them niggas that was trying to press y'all when y'all was coming out of Egypt? Hey, cuz. Hey, ain't y'all the Amalekites, cuz? Yeah, nigga. We was coming up out of Egypt. You had a lot to say. What God tells Samuel to tell Saul? Now listen, God told Samuel to tell Saul to kill the men, the women, the children, the infants, the suckling babies, and the goddamn animals too. Is that light or is that dark? That's dark. You know your creator don't do that. So that's another nigga talking. Your creator said, thou shalt not kill. Not even for your food. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you these roots, nuts, berries, juices and berries. I'm going to give you these juices and berries, not only for your meat, but for your medicine. Warata. But then, hold on, wait a minute, wait. But then you told Samuel to tell Saul, kill up some infant baby. Nigga, that ain't the same, nigga. I know my daddy. I know my father. I know how he talk. He don't talk about killing no damn babies. So right there, you should know your father's voice. Huh? What Money Mike say? Why your radar wasn't on? You dig what I'm talking about? We're not going for the okie doke no more. Those days are done, y'all. We ain't going for the okie doke. Huh? We know killing babies is darkness. Ain't nothing like about that. Well, that mean ain't nothing about that is about your father. And guess what? God ain't your father. God is your brother. God don't want your stinking nigga prayer. Ain't nothing he can do with it. He a man just like you. Wait till you find out that the highest of gods that ever coursed this universe, that are billions and billions of years older than our goddamn sun is, they praise the creator too. But you want to know what's so amazing? Don't matter if them niggas is a billion, trillion, billion years older than the sun. They ain't no closer to understanding the creator than you are right now. Huh? Because when you think it's stopping some more, ain't no end. All was. Huh? You love the creator, you know I'm telling you truth. Every word I'm saying is hitting like a ton of bricks. Bing, bow, bing, bow, boop, boop, boop. Because I ain't told you no lie. And then I showed it. I pointed at it like, look, this is what it say. Don't that make sense why it's saying that? I ain't trying to convince you, but you know what I'm saying, not a lie. We exactly the opposite. Niggas stole your history. You didn't write it down, no way. You kept the stuff you wrote down, you kept to yourself. Huh? You ain't even tell him the creator name, nigga. You said Moses was slick on them niggas. He said, hey nigga, dig, look. The nigga we serve, we can't even say his name. You dig what I'm saying? Why are you worried about names? We can't even say his name. So he wouldn't cause enmity because they was trying to pin it on him against him, like saying, well, what better is your God? And your God than our God? And, what's his name? And nigga, the name don't matter. Creator created all names, right? Well, then all of them is his. Nigga, you could call him Jerry Lee Lewis, nigga. Long as that in your mind, you thinking of the highest thing that could possibly be conceived, then you right on point. We ain't tripping on you calling it God, but know what you're talking about. As the book of divinity say, or the book of discipline say, hear the words of your God, oh man, distinguish that the two, God and the creator, are not the same one. Yep. I got some fans in the crowd. You better watch your mouth, little boy. They'll gun you down around here. And I'll be your huckleberry. You'll just be another dead one. He a fan. And I beat up his false god all the time, so he be hurting. You dig what I'm talking about? Just get your pom-poms out, little boy. I sign my jersey when I'm done talking. Huh? Now you got one more thing to say. And we a peace-loving people, but I ain't into turning no cheeks. We ain't into turning nothing. I'll slap you back. Yeah. This ain't the place for no play, cuz. Get you together. Now, if you want to hit the link and come set up a debate, yeah, we can set up a debate. What you want to debate about? Tell me why you mad. Tell me why you crying, what you heard about, and what you want to get up here and debate me about. Leviticus. What is a Leviticus? You want to write the book? You want to read the? Yeah. There go the link. Leviticus. I ain't talking about no book. Real Israelites ain't had no book, fool. You just a fake. You just another fake dupe nigga. Really following Protestant Christian laws up under Luhmann or maybe Swedenborg or one of these Christian apologists, or you dig what I'm saying? Y'all all willing dupes. Okay, here we go. Young man had enough gall to hit the channel. What up, though?
What up, Trick?
Ain't nothing, bitch. What are you mad about? What you want to debate about?
Why I gotta be mad, man?
I mean, you seem like you mad. You calling people out their name. You dig what I'm talking about? It's too early in the morning to be upset. What are you, broke?
I didn't call you out your name, man.
You said Trick.
Oh, bro, that's just a saying that I have, bro. I say it to everybody.
Don't say it to me no more.
Hey, man, can't stop what's happening, bro.
What are you mad about? What you want to debate about?
I'm not mad, man. I'm just scrolling through and I saw you on here talking about your Awaspy and shit, man. I was just,
What did you debate about?
Well, I was saying in your chat, debate it.
Debate what?
What Leviticus is.
What a Levitican is?
Right.
Or what Leviticus is.
What's Leviticus? Debate it. Yeah.
I'll debate you what a Levitican is.
Is it a person?
Mm-hmm. It's a people.
Who told you that?
Mm-hmm. It's a type of people.
Who told you that?
What do you mean? Ain't nobody got to tell me.
Oh, okay. So you just making it up as you go. Okay, I feel you.
No, ain't nobody.
We can debate it.
It just is what it is. That's what a Levitican is. Why do you think that? Oh, first of all, if you are a follower of the Great Spirit, Creator, Yahweh, or Jehovah,
I don't believe in that.
Whatever you call in the biblical God, right?
I don't believe in that.
That Israelite line, right? Guess what you never have to do to do a prayer. You never have to enter the holy of holies, especially with a priest. That's why there is no word in the Paleo Hebrew for the word priest. It is a 100% loan word from the Egyptians. Why? Because real Israelites never needed a priest. By birth, they could just go into the holies of holies.
I don't believe in that, man.
Well, you ain't got to believe in it. You can't debunk it, is what I'm saying.
It's all made up.
Okay. Well, even if you saying it's made up, I can show the real holy of holies, the building, archaeologically.
You can.
Yeah.
And how you gonna verify that it's the real thing?
Yeah, because it ain't only one. It ain't one. There's thousands of things, bro.
There's thousands of holy. What you call it? The holy what?
Temples.
The holy temples.
Thousands.
So what makes it so-called holy?
Because of the narrative, and that religious ceremonies were going on in these places.
That was all like superstition, though.
You could call it whatever you want to.
Killing animals for forgiveness is superstition.
What, bro? I'm not here to debate that. You wanted to debate what a Levitican is. What is your?
I know.
What do you think a Levitican is?
It's not a human.
Okay. What do you think it is? I didn't ask you. What is it?
It's an animal.
A Levitican is an animal.
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you get that from?
You get that from the scriptures itself.
I'm calling Cap. Okay.
Leviticus. Look. Leviticus 9, where it talks about the birds that you're not supposed to eat, which are the birds of prey.
Leviticus.
That's what a Leviticus is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's a Leviticus. A Leviticus is a bird that follows a yak.
Watch this.
You're gonna think it comes from Levi, right? But it doesn't come from Levi.
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, because in etymology it says it derived from the word Levi.
You said Levitican is an animal.
It's a bird. It's a bird of prey.
Okay.
You know what a bird of prey is?
Mm-hmm.
There's like 4 different categories of them, or type of species. You got the owl, the raven, the hawk, and the vulture. Those are Leviticans.
What?
Yeah, they follow around the herd.
Okay, hold on. Cause this ain't what it's saying. Hold on. Let's look that up.
Yeah.
Leviticus.
I know you're using Google, so look up Leviticus bird.
I'm actually using Strong's.
Okay.
Okay.
Look up Leviticus bird, and you'll find out what I'm talking about.
Listen. Hold on.
Okay.
Levitican ain't even in here.
Why you always going to the Jewish menorah writers?
Do you have another one? Do you have another?
The Bible's written in English. I just told you where to find out where it was at. It's in the scriptures.
What's written in English?
What? The King James ain't written in English?
Yeah, but that's not the original Bible. The Bible's much older than it.
Man, that's the only Bible niggas had. Man, it's the only Bibles niggas need.
Anyways.
Y'all looking for new literature and shit.
You must have not heard about the Codex Sinaiticus.
No, I don't believe in that. That's for them people over there in Europe.
Bible's way.
That's for them Jewish people.
Have you ever heard of Tyndale? Do you know who Tyndale is?
Nah, tell me.
Yeah, he the first person to write it from Latin into the Welsh Danish languages that they're misnomering as English today.
So he interpreted the English language into all them other languages.
No.
I got you.
Came first, before.
I got you.
Yeah.
How you gonna say before? Were you there?
Yeah, I mean, this is history. This is well known. I ain't have to be there.
I understand it's 2025, brother. Be in the world, not of the world, okay? I watched you teach you that.
I was given this world. I didn't make it.
That's cool. See, so you can't go off all these other writings and people claiming that they doing the same thing that you doing. Everybody want to copy us.
Who is us?
You copying a copy.
Same.
Say what?
Who is us?
My people.
Who is your people?
The American Negro.
Well, yeah, we not all the same people then.
I never said we was.
Yeah, so all right. Well, I ain't really got nothing against your people. Whatever happened to your people is just what's happening.
Hey, same here, brother.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So,
I ain't got nothing against your people either.
A Levitican, right? Let's just ask this.
Don't read the one where it says it comes from the origin of Levi.
Well, I can read whatever I want to.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
But I'm going to read what the definition is.
Mm-hmm.
The meaning of Levitical, of or relating to the Levites or Leviticus. Leviticus.
To attach, to follow. That's what it says, huh?
Where?
In that what you reading?
No.
Yeah, to attach, to follow.
It's a misspelling of the word Levitical. which is an adjective meaning of or relating to the Levites, or of or relating to the book of Leviticus. The Levites were an Israelite tribe designated for religious duties, and the book of Leviticus contains many of the laws and rituals associated with the temple that real Israelites never needed, nor did they have.
Another
so I don't see this definition. Hold on. We got supercomputers in our pocket. Is a Levitican a bird?
Yeah, it's a bird of prey. You talking to me, or you talking to your computer? Because you can't understand what I'm talking about.
Hold on. You said a Leviticus is a bird.
It's a bird of prey. Not P-R-E. Not P-R-A. P-R-E.
Right. I know what a bird of prey is, bro.
Okay, my bad. Well, you act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Why you got to go through all this rigmarole?
I'm asking what you're exactly saying. Is a Leviticus a bird?
Yes, a bird of prey.
Okay, I'll put in a bird of prey. No, Leviticus is not a bird of prey. It is the name of a book in the Hebrew Bible.
And if you look in that Hebrew Bible, Leviticus 9, you'll find it'll tell you about the birds.
Including a list of birds that are considered unclean, who are birds of prey.
Exactly.
That's where you get confused.
So who are you typing and asking that question in the first place where it says no?
The list of unclean birds in Leviticus includes birds of prey. This is not Levitican.
Hey, man.
Like
and see, Levitican, what a Levitican does is serves a certain purpose. It keeps the herd clean.
No, it's not.
Any sick animals in the herd, it kills them, eats them. All the dead animals.
No.
Along the way, it kills and eats it. I mean, it eats it.
Oh.
So Leviticus is an animal that
you're lying.
Does upkeep with the
all right,
herd.
pull it up, bro. Pull it up. Because
I'm telling you, brother.
When I show it, you
Look,
did talking about you can't accept that.
Are you a follower of the Bible? Do you follow the Bible?
No.
Okay, so I follow the Bible. That's why I'm telling you what it is.
You can't tell me nothing.
I don't follow a WASPy. So
I don't
question what a WASPy talks about. I know a WASPy copies off the Bible, but
it doesn't
I don't follow a WASPy.
It doesn't.
So I can't tell you what a WASPy.
No, because you can't. That's why you don't know that it don't follow. It don't. It's opposite of the Bible.
Well, when you talk about the Bible that involves a WASPy, that's when I say that.
It don't matter what you're talking about. You're just ignorantly spouting things you don't know about, like a WASPy.
Hey, man, if it's ignorant in a WASPy, yeah, because I am ignorant in a WASPy.
Right,
the Bible, I'm not ignorant.
Something you don't know.
So how can you tell me?
Turn around and acting like I don't know Bible better than you.
But you don't. You just know
you
don't.
Because
you don't follow the Bible.
Well, why don't you know that a Leviticus is not a bird of prey?
Because that's what a WASPy tells you.
No, a WASPy don't.
I'm telling you what the Bible tells me.
No,
you know what an allegory is, right?
About that. Stop lying on a WASPy.
You're lying on a WASPy. I don't know nothing about a WASPy.
Why are you saying that a WASPy saying things that it doesn't say?
Because you're quoting a WASPy trying to quote the Bible. But look,
no,
you know what an allegory is?
So
you know
listen,
what an allegory is.
Are you just going to admit that you a fan at this time?
A fan of what?
A fan of obviously getting your ass whooped, because every time you come up here, I told you
this is my first time coming up here, brother.
Hold on, are you ready to admit? Listen, are you ready to admit that a Leviticus is not a bird of prey?
Nah, I'm just telling you what the Bible says. But look,
does it say
you know what an allegory is?
I'll bring it up for you. Where in the Bible does it say it? Here go the blue Bible. Go to blue letter. Where does it say it? I think you're a liar, and I think
don't use the Jewish menorah, brother. I don't use that.
So I'm gonna give you a chance to show the people that you're not a lying piece of POS.
Okay.
And I want you to go into this book, and I want you to show us where it says that a Levitican or a Leviticus or is a bird of prey. Go ahead. Where?
Yeah. I told you already.
And keep doing this.
You know what an allegory is, bro?
Yes, that's your whole Bible. Some bullshit.
Exactly. It is. The whole Bible is an allegory.
Yeah. It's nothing real in it.
So when you think it's talking about people, it's actually talking about something else.
Nigga, I ain't trying to hear that. Show us in the Bible where you lie. Either you're lying then or you're lying now. It either say it or it don't.
Hey man, I don't know you enough to lie to you, brother.
Yeah, you do know me well enough to lie because you just did it.
This is the first time I ever been on your show. I appreciate you extending the invitation.
First time you lied and been caught in. Nigga, I know you from a whole different show.
What show is that?
Yeah, on route and back.
All right, yeah.
TK and
go.
Yeah.
So when did I lie to you on those
You
shows?
right now, you just lied and said the Bible said that Leviticus was a bird of prey. I said you're a liar. Now show us that.
I'm a Bible scholar. That's how I know that.
Show it.
Yeah.
Fool me, scholar.
Hey man.
See, this is how they do. This is how you shut them down real quick. You catch them in their lies. Hold on, let me hit this nigga for being up here lying. Here you go. Y'all gonna stop learning to fuck with Cosmon in the month of October. I keep telling y'all my last name is Kruger. Huh? I'm Freddie, big brother.
What are you talking about, brother?
Yeah, I'm talking about this. Catching you out there lying, saying that
playing your cartoons. My bad.
Right.
It is, brother. Hey, Leviticus 11 outlines specific birds.
Show it.
Listen. Leviticus 11
outlines
different
hold on.
birds.
Let's go to Leviticus 11 to see if it say that the bird that Leviticus is a bird of prey. Where?
See, the allegory is this right here.
No, we ain't talking about allegory. We saying where it say it.
I'm trying to explain
Where?
how it's a bird of prey.
Where?
It points out the birds of prey.
Where?
The unclean birds, just like a human is unclean to eat too as well.
Where, brother?
I just told you, Leviticus 11.
Okay, you don't know the verse. And these are
the whole chapter, bro.
They shall have an abomination among the fowls. Is a fowl a bird or a man?
It's a bird.
Okay. It's not allegorical for a man.
Nah.
It's not.
It's actually setting up the precept for you to understand that it's a bird.
So it's allegorical.
Yes. I told you that already.
You just said it wasn't.
I told you that already, that the whole Bible is allegorical.
So I said,
it's telling you
exactly. Is fowl a bird?
Yes.
Okay. Is this fowl also a man?
No.
It's not? It's not allegorically a man.
No, it's not allegorically a man.
Well, then, how is an eagle, which is a fowl, allegorically a man?
I never said it was an allegorically of a man.
Oh my God. Hold on.
What are you talking about?
Lying. Hold on. Let's just run it back.
I told you that Leviticus is an allegory for a bird.
Hold on. You lying, bro. I just be catching you lying. You dig what I'm talking about? The people see it, though. It's all
make it up. I don't know what people you're talking to, but look.
Yeah,
I told you that Leviticus is an allegory for a bird.
You're lying, getting punched on.
Yeah, and it talks about different things that you can and cannot eat. And the reason why it's talking about this
so they're talking about you can and cannot
cleanliness. Huh?
So they're talking about you can and cannot eat men. Because it's actually talking about birds.
That's what I said, the birds.
Right. So what are you talking?
Hold on. Can you hear me good? Or what?
No, you hear yourself good. You said that the fowls were representative
I'm just saying it because you act like you can't hear me. Sometimes when I be saying stuff,
I hear what
I can hear the music in the background.
I'm responding.
I don't know if that's.
I asked you, was it metaphorical? You said no. Then I turned around and asked you, was it allegorical? You said yes. And then I asked you, was it allegorical? You said no.
So which part were you asking me was allegorical? Levi or Leviticus?
Fowl.
Leviticus or man? Which one were you asking me?
I was talking about the fowl.
The fowl is Leviticus.
The fowl is not. Show that.
I just told you. Okay.
You can't tell me shit. You got to be able to prove everything. Even your Bible.
Apparently, I can't.
Even your Bible say, be ready to prove your God, nigga. So Mr. Scholar,
I don't believe in God.
Need you to dig up into your Bible and prove your God is correct, or you and your God are liars.
I don't believe in gods.
Well,
Okay,
that Bible,
that's like cartoons. That's like Mortal Kombat.
That's your problem. You're dealing
cartoons.
with belief. That's your whole problem. You're just dealing with belief. And all of it's stuff own opinion.
I believe in
you just make it go along.
What I'm capable of doing. I know men are capable of doing great things.
I would hope so. You making it up.
Hey man, you got to have some type of insight when you're reading a story like the Bible. If you don't, then you're just making up shit based on the readings.
What the Bible said, though. The Bible said that ain't no private interpretation.
It's not a private interpretation. It's a wide-known interpretation.
There is no God in the Bible is a private interpretation. You said you don't believe in it.
I don't believe in gods.
Nigga, it's a God in that Bible.
No, it's not. How is a God in the Bible? What page
is
the God? Oh, you talking about there's writing about God. That's allegorical.
No, it's God in it.
So there's a living being in the Bible.
That's what it say.
Get the hell out of here. God damn, Cosmo.
God ain't for real. God don't exist.
Bro, let me tell you something.
God don't exist.
God do not exist in no book.
You're a religious nut then. Why would you be a Bible scholar then if you don't even believe in the religion that you're touting?
Because I know that the story does not say that there is a God in a book.
Ironic.
Hey man, if you got to understand something based on what you see, hear, and feel, you can't read it in no book.
Well then, how else will you judge it? How can you objectively judge something?
You can only judge what you see, hear, touch. That's all you can judge. It's shit that's physical. You can't judge no imaginary shit.
So guess what? My creator physical too.
Where he at?
He everywhere.
Your dad and your mom is your creator.
No, they're not.
What?
No, they're not.
You're an alien then, nigga.
Whatever. That's co-creators.
You're a superficial being.
My mama and my daddy can't even be the creator because they needed each other to make me.
Exactly.
Silly man.
Exactly.
Creator creates by himself. He don't need nothing.
Yeah.
My mama
needed my dad. People say it's a duality.
My mama needed my daddy. You can't get around that. If they were the creator, they wouldn't need each other.
Creators, plural, brother.
Oh. There ain't no creators. There's only one creator.
In nature, nothing exists without plurality.
No, and that's not true.
That is true.
No.
Things just don't come to being just by itself.
There's only one individual you.
That's make believe,
you're lying and you're blind. There's only one individual you. Aha. There ain't gonna never be no more.
Aha.
Aha. Yeah, that's how I feel.
You know how you sound when you say that shit.
Oh no. When you hit them with that,
you better change that shit up.
You hit them with that Hadouken, they be looking stupid.
I feel what you're talking about, man. That's all. It's all misunderstanding, brother.
What is that? Y'all be just rambling, man. Go ahead.
It's all misunderstanding what you're talking about.
I'm not misunderstanding anything. What are you misunderstanding?
I misunderstand what you're talking about because you're not talking about the same thing I am.
Exactly.
You're talking about reality.
You talking about God, and I'm talking about the God maker. You right.
I ain't talking about no fictitious things in the book.
Whatever.
That I know is allegorical.
In the book,
come on, man. The book even says it's allegorical.
Yeah.
But you want to believe it as if it was
actuality. I don't think you say that either. I think you lying more.
It says it's allegorical.
Let me pull it up again. I think you're lying. Show me that it says it's allegory.
Bro, it says it's allegorical in the
Where?
book.
Where?
Go ahead, look it up. Prove me wrong.
You prove me wrong.
Now we're gonna play that game.
Yeah, you made a claim. Now prove it. It ain't on me to debunk it. You got to do your own heavy lifting.
You can't debunk it.
It's easy to debunk, bro. It don't say it. I've actually read the book.
You actually read the book? Why you didn't know about the Levites then? Why you didn't know about Leviticus then?
It doesn't say that either. We already debunked you.
I thought you found that the birds, that it was talking about the birds of prey.
But the birds of prey are birds. It's not allegory.
It's birds.
Yeah, it's not allegory. The birds are not allegory for people.
Listen to the story.
Yeah,
it's talking about
the story.
It's talking about
It's not a
birds
story.
and
There's
cleanliness.
laws. Don't eat birds.
It's
Don't
talking
eat,
about birds
don't
and
eat eagle.
cleanliness.
Don't eat vultures. Don't eat hawks. Those
Bro,
are birds of prey.
Listen
Do you
to
know
what
what
I'm saying?
Is?
Listen to what I'm saying. It's allegory talking about cleanliness.
It's not.
Yes, it does.
It's literal.
Okay.
It says literally, don't eat birds of prey. Right?
I mean, I can't change
These
your
are
mind.
hold on. Let me debunk him real quick.
I can't change your mind, brother.
I don't. You can't.
You're an old dog. I can't teach new tricks. But anybody that's listening, look
the
into what I'm
fact is,
talking about.
I breed dogs. I teach them tricks, and you can teach old dogs new tricks. That's a lie. You just a nigga that never had a dog, right? But look,
now you're gonna fucking try to.
you're also a man who doesn't know the difference between literal and allegory. Because look, right here, they're giving laws. These are literal laws. And they that which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls or the birds. They shall not be eaten. These are not allegory for men. They are shut up. They are an abomination. What is an abomination? The eagle, the ossifrage, and the osprey.
So if they eat a bird like an eagle,
so hold on. Show me that this eagle is allegorical.
If they eat a bird like an eagle, what happens to them? Do they die?
They break the law. So
and what happens? They die.
So is the law allegorical? Is the law literal?
The law is allegorical.
The law is allegorical for what?
For the birds.
No, the law.
And for all unclean animals is allegorical.
What is the eagle allegorical for?
Cleanliness.
What is the ossifrage? Or a vulture?
I said cleanliness. Did you hear that? Cleanliness.
Okay, hold on. If the eagle, right, which cleans itself, right, and hunts live prey.
No, it doesn't. It eats roadkill too.
But it hunts live prey, unlike the vulture.
Now, do you understand why it's talking about it allegorically cleanliness?
No.
It's saying that the birds of prey are unclean because of their actions, not because of what they are.
That's what you're saying. Don't eat them. That's literal.
They eat roadkill.
It's eating literal.
Dead for a long time.
When they're talking about eating, hold on, be quiet. When they're talking about that they shall not be eaten, are they talking about literally eating them?
Are you asking a question, or you want somebody to listen to your sermon?
I'm asking you a question. When they ask,
look, brother,
in the law, where they say that these birds, like vultures, like eagles, like kites,
are unclean because of what they do.
Shut up!
See, you don't know what the fuck you want.
Fuck up, bro. Be quiet for a minute.
You don't know what the fuck you want.
You got to be quiet. Are these laws literally talking about eating a bird?
What else is he talking about?
It can't be talking about nothing else. He's only talking about not eating.
That's where you're wrong.
Show
it's
me.
an allegory. Why wouldn't you eat the bird? Because the bird is what? Unclean. Is it unclean because it doesn't take a bath? Or is it unclean for stuff that it consumes, like eats?
Yes.
It eats
It's
rotten
both.
animal. It eats
It's
rotten
both.
flesh.
It's both, but that's not allegorical. That's literally eating. You're debunking yourself. Thank you.
Bro, listen. Does it say
Oh, it's
anything
not an
about what the
allegory.
birds
Why,
eat?
hold on. Why is an animal unclean?
You crazy, brother.
You're just slow, brother.
Does it say anything about what it eats in that scripture? Or in the whole chapter? It doesn't say anything about what the bird eats. No, it doesn't.
It's talking about eating the bird.
Exactly. And the reason why you don't want to eat the bird is because of the allegory.
Hold on. You said that the bird was allegory for cleanliness. So are they talking about eating cleanliness?
Why is you screaming?
Because you won't stop talking.
God damn.
Be
supposed
quiet.
to be a conversation.
Hang up. You ain't got to be over here.
I'm trying to have a conversation.
All right, well then shut the fuck up. You can't have a conversation if you talking over me.
Fuck off.
Right. Beat it, Buster. You're not talking about no allegorical eating. This is a real law that if you ate this, avoid the unclean. This is not allegorical. This is real, and it's still not a Leviticus. Leviticus is not a bird of prey. It's the name of a book in the Bible. It includes, right, the laws, including a list of birds that are considered unclean and forbidden to eat. That is not allegorical. That is literally that you shouldn't eat these birds. Literally, you shouldn't eat the pigs. Leviticus is the third book of the Testament, which contains the laws for the Israelites, or really the Jews, the Leviticans, those who follow the Levitican law. The wannabe law. Easy to debunk what they talking about. Nigga said the Leviticus is a bird of prey. Fact. His ceiling is so low. He at the end of the room. That's crazy. You dig what I'm talking about? You got to teach him a little bit, man. But it's only so much I can take. You dig what I'm talking about? When you ignorantly talking about nothing you can't prove. You dig what I'm talking about, Buster? Right? Up here talking about, I'm a Bible scholar. I believe in the Bible, but I don't believe in God. Nigga, you debunked yourself. Facts. He was babbling anyway. Beat it, cuz. Right? You can't have a motherfucking conversation with decorum. Well, nigga, you can get the fuck on. I don't know why y'all think spirituality soft. Well, you gonna learn today. Right? And with that, all I need you to do is breathe in and let that light in. Because I'm Cosmine, and I'm out.
We fight as a single, impenetrable unit. That is the source of our strength.